warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Shabrina Alifiya. I'm from grade 9C of SMP Alami Subang. So, in this video, I'd like to tell you a story. But, before I tell the story, I want to ask first. Do you know who is the Prophet Lut? Let me tell. The Prophet Lut is a character in Quran. In Islam, he is an apostle who was sent to the people of Sodom. So, in this video, I'd like to tell you a story about the story of the Prophet Lut and the people of Sodom. One day, the Prophet Lut alayhi salam was ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to preach to the Sodomites who had committed a big deviation. They chose a partner of the same sex, even dared to challenge the Prophet Lut to bring down the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. While living in the city of Sodom, the Prophet Lut preached to his people politely. But the attitude of his people is the opposite. They deny the teachings of the Prophet Lut and ignore his words. But the Prophet Lut didn't despair. He continued to pray to Allah so that Allah would open the door of the hearts of his people who had deviated. Oh my people, why do you come to follow men among humans? And you leave the wives that Allah made for you. In fact, you are people who transgress, said the Prophet Lut. Hey Lut, why do you always interfere in our affairs? Mind your own business. Don't hinder us, replied the Sodomites. The Prophet Lut was very angry to see his people, but he tried to contain his anger. Oh God, why did my people easily do that? Why? Why? said the Prophet Lut sadly. His sadness increased when he saw that his wife was behaving like Sodomites. A few days later, 3 angels came to the house of the Prophet Lut. They disguised themselves as beautiful humans. No one knew the guest of the Prophet Lut except his disobedient wife. But the wife of the Prophet Lut even told the whereabouts of her husband's guest to the Sodomites. So, there was a knock on the door. The Prophet Lut was sure that the Sodomites already knew. Then, 3 angels revealed their purpose of visiting the house of the Prophet Lut. Verily, we are messengers of God, so they will never be able to disturb you. Go with your family, with your followers, but except your wife, said the angels. The knocking on the door grew louder. The Prophet Lut opened the door. Who is this beautiful guest in your house? Said one of the Sodomites. Indeed, they are my guests, so don't embarrass me, replied the Prophet Lut. The Sodomites ignored the words of the Prophet Lut. They broke into the house of the Prophet Lut, but the angels blinded their eyes. That same night, the Prophet Lut along with the children and with the believers, left the city of Sodom. Punishment came to the city of Sodom, make shatter into pieces. So, first the end of the story of the prophet Lut and the people of Sodom. So, we can learn from the story of the prophet Lut and the people of Sodom. We should keep ourselves from falling into sexual perversions, and it is not appropriate for us to challenge Allah. That's all from me. I'm sorry if I made mistakes, and of course, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.